Just triple checking there. Heather Bruce. There. Chuck Spence.
Oh.
Paige.
Here.
Dale. Grant.
Here.
Gene. Here. Or is it? Sandra said it different. You say it different? Sean. Okay. Michael.
Here.
Robert. Here. Joseph. Here. Stephen. Here. Michael. Here. Edward. Here. Michelle.
Here.
Thomas. Here. Andrew.
Here.
Matt.
Here.
Anybody I did not call? We're all here? All right, so y'all got 16 on the team today. On that table is 147 one-pound weights. I don't know if y'all been over there to see them yet, but each one of them have an officer's face, his agency patch, and a short bio on it. Agency he worked for, cause of death, end of watch date. We have a folder there that has their full bios. They're all split up into teams. During the course of y'all's time out here, all 15 of your bios will need to be read aloud. So if y'all take it with you out on the course, read it while you're rucking, or read it here, I don't care. But part of our standard here is we do every step of every mile. We don't cut a single corner. If we shorten them a single step, that's a major disrespect in my book, and that ain't gonna fly. So that's every step of every mile, every ounce of every pound. We have weighed each one of those weights. Not a single one of them are under 16 ounces. Might be a little bit over, but they're not gonna get cut short. So, and then every story will be heard. So these guys left behind children, pregnant wives, families. So we're gonna honor them as best we can and as thoroughly as we can. So a couple of things that the standard of doing this, part of that, I keep these patches in my trucks, attention to detail. So whenever you're out there working, so all you guys work together, whenever you're searching somebody, attention to detail is key, is it not? If you miss something, that could mean, if you miss something, that could mean his life. So whenever we come back with those weights, there's gonna be a checklist. Y'all are gonna count every single one of the weights, make sure we check them in. Didn't think, in the past, stuff's happened. During transition, something's got mixed up and it's happened. Y'all can count them however you want to do it. If you miss one, there's a list there with all of the names on there. You'll find out which one. And we're either gonna do what we gotta do to find it. If we can't find it, we have some backup weights. We're gonna make sure that his memorial weight keeps going, okay? Attention to detail keeps going. We have varying athletic abilities on here. As the miles wear in, pay attention to your teammates. Somebody's not sweating, check on them. Somebody's lagging behind, check on them. See if you can take some weight, share some weight. This is a team event. So y'all don't have to do every single mile. Those weights have to go every single mile. So in the past, what's worked has been, this other patch that I carry is teamwork is key. So in the past, something that's worked is that they'll split the team in half. Half will carry the weight for however long y'all decide. The other half, they'll just swap out the weight whenever it's time to. They'll come in, maybe do 2 or 3 miles and then swap that out. That way nobody gets, you don't get to the end, everybody's shot, and then you got 3 miles left and nobody can go another step. If you do take a break, you pass that weight on to a teammate. So if you come in here and you need to sit down, don't sit down with the weight while the team's still rucking weight. You give that to somebody else. Just the same as if you have something going on at work and you have to take some days off for whatever the situation is, somebody else has got to pick up your slack. Don't be afraid to ask for that. If you're going through a hard time and you need some help, you reach out. One of the other things we address with this is trying to break the stigma in officer suicides and just whenever that burden gets too heavy. You've got friends that are right there shoulder to shoulder that are with you that can help. If you need some help carrying the weight, you ask. Y'all have heard the saying, like, in this family, no one fights alone, right? Y'all heard that? So one of the reasons why every weight's going to go every mile is because even in death, no one's going to fight alone. So while each mile is dedicated to one officer, all of his buddies are going to be right there with him the whole time. This is, like I said, though, this is a team event. Whenever y'all walk out those gates, you're going to walk as a team. Whenever you're on the course, you're going to ruck as a team. Whenever you return, you're going to return as a team. I'm all for, one of the reasons we had to adjust this was because of COVID and social distancing, COVID guidelines, all that kind of stuff. We're not going to be popping people on wrists, but if y'all want to spread out, y'all can spread out. However, if I look across this field and I see a group here and one person 50 yards back, y'all are leaving somebody behind. You don't leave your teammates behind. It's just the same. Sometimes I'll be sitting in muster. You got one guy sitting at the end of the table not talking to anybody. You can tell something's weighing on his shoulder. He's being left behind. And I'm not going to leave my buddies behind. So we're not going to do the same thing out here on that course. You're only going to be as fast as your slowest person. If y'all need to split up into hot rods and regular folks, do that. Whatever you got to do, we stay together. Another patch I carry with me right here is one that I keep on my training side of the truck. It's called Figured Out. So every now and then, something might come up on your leg. Somebody's twisted an ankle, people are dropping out, maybe they weren't prepared. Now you've got half your people carrying weight and you've got half the distance to go. If that's your problem, you got to figure it out. Y'all can work together, y'all can strategize, y'all can work through it. Something that sometimes happens is that it's a long day. You're down to your last couple miles. Somebody's lagging behind. They're not willing to give up weight. You're getting behind pace. What are you gonna do? Tempers start flaring. Work through it. Become a team. Bring it together. No need to be yelling at each other for that. On every team, this is something I learned early on in the academy, was that you are one of two things on a team. You're either an asset or a liability. There is no middle ground. You are, now, just because not all assets look the same. You can be the asset by carrying all the weight, or you can be an asset by, maybe you've carried a little bit of weight, but you've met your limit. You come here, you get waters to your teammates. Make sure the coolers are stocked. Make sure that there's snacks out there. Keep the guys that are still going. There's more than one way to be an asset. Whenever you're on a team, like you're entering a room, like whenever you guys stack to go into a room to get whatever crazy dude's in there doing his thing, y'all have different roles, do you not? You got one person on shield, one person doing something else, right? So you're all assets, but in different ways. Same thing here. I don't think I'll go into this one. This one's cry on the inside like a winner. Y'all want to complain about something that's not going to be build a team and move the ball down the field? Figure it out. This last one I have here is the standards don't care about your excuses. The standard is y'all are going to carry 147 pounds across 15 miles. However that gets done, amongst y'all, that's fine. Corners will not be cut. The minimum pace is a 20-minute mile pace. That's pretty average for most folks. If you drop below that, if something happens, y'all stop and chit chat, have a snack break, and now you're falling behind, you're going to have to hoof it to make up that time. I think I've pretty much covered everything. Heather, you've done this a couple times. I'm not forgetting anything. The flags. I have 3 flags that will be flown every mile of this event. Red, white, and blue. blue line American flag with all the names on it, and then the event flag that y'all will sign at the end of your event. I'll get those off the table as y'all are getting your weights together. At the end of your event, at the end of your ruck, I'll get your patches to you, and y'all will sign. There's the event flag. There's a big blank area where y'all can sign, put your name on it for the event. Does anybody have any questions? All right, I'm going to ruck the first loop with you. I got to come back and take care of some other things. Y'all can split up these weights however y'all see fit.
Extra weight.
Does anybody have extra weight in their pack? How much weight? So if you share a pack with somebody, so this has kind of happened in the past. Somebody will show up with like 10 extra pounds because they want to honor a friend of theirs or something that they've lost, and then they swap packs with somebody else and didn't tell them. Now they're like, man, why is this so heavy? There's only like 10 officer weights in here. Why does it feel like 50 pounds? So if you have extra weight, either communicate with that with somebody. If you're swapping rucks, some people in the past, what they've done is they've just designated basically 6 or 7 rucks that have the weight, and then they just swap packs. Other teams, they use the bags like she has, and they transfer it from ruck to ruck because they like theirs and they don't want to use someone else's. So that's up to y'all how you want to do it. All right. All right, so go ahead and start stacking your weights, packing your weights. I took too long.
Has everybody here rocked 15 miles before?